Imagine a 5-year-old boy standing in the center of a crowded nightclub in Gary, Indiana. He is so small he can barely be seen over the instruments. But the moment he opens his mouth, the room goes silent. He isn't just singing. He is channeling the soul and precision of artists 3 times his age. This was the world's introduction to Michael Jackson, a child prodigy who would grow up to become the most famous human being on the planet, fundamentally changing the way we hear, see, and experience music forever. Michael's journey began as the youngest member of the Jackson 5, under the intense, often grueling direction of his father, Joe Jackson. Michael and his brothers became a hit-making machine for Motown. With songs like I Want You Back and ABC, Michael became the face of a new era of pop. But even as a child, there was a sense of isolation. While other kids were playing, Michael was in the studio or on stage, perfecting his craft. He was a professional before he was a teenager, a fact that would shape the rest of his complicated life. The transition from child star to adult icon happened with a single explosion. Off the Wall, working with legendary producer Quincy Jones, Michael created a disco-funk masterpiece that proved he was no longer just the kid from the Jackson 5. But despite the success, Michael was frustrated. He felt the album didn't get the recognition it deserved. He told his team that his next project would be the biggest-selling album of all time. Most people thought he was dreaming. Michael was just getting started. In 1982, he released Thriller. It didn't just top the charts, it occupied them. Thriller spent 37 weeks at #1 and remains the best-selling album in history. But Michael's impact went beyond the music. He broke the color barrier on MTV, which had previously refused to play black artists. When the Billie Jean video aired, followed by the 14-minute cinematic epic of Thriller, the world of the music video was changed forever. It was no longer a promotional tool. It was an art form. Then came the Motown 25 television special in 1983. During a performance of Billie Jean, Michael glided backward across the stage in a move that seemed to defy gravity. The moonwalk became a global sensation overnight. With his single sequined glove, his military jackets, and his unmatched ability to combine the grace of Fred Astaire with the raw energy of James Brown, Michael became the king of pop. He was a visual architect, a man who understood that in the age of television, the image was just as important as the sound. But as his fame grew to almost supernatural proportions, the man began to disappear behind the myth. Michael retreated into Neverland Ranch, a private fantasy world of zoos and amusement parks. His appearance changed drastically, and his private life became the subject of intense, often cruel media speculation. He became Wacko Jacko in the tabloids, a caricature of a man who seemed to be trying to reclaim the childhood he never had. The 1990s and 2000s were marked by legal battles and controversies that cast a long shadow over his career, creating a complex legacy that the world is still grappling with today. Yet, through the chaos, the music remained undeniable. From the social consciousness of Man in the Mirror and Earth Song to the aggressive, cutting-edge sounds of Bad and Dangerous, Michael continued to push the boundaries of production. He was a perfectionist who would spend years on a single track, obsessing over every beat and every harmony. He was a pioneer of New Jack Swing and a master of the pop hook, creating a catalog of songs that are now woven into the DNA of global culture. His influence is everywhere. You can hear it in the vocal runs of Usher and Justin Timberlake. See it in the choreography of Beyoncé and Bruno Mars. And feel it in the cinematic scale of modern pop tours. He taught the world that a pop star could be a dancer, an actor, an activist, and a business mogul all at once. He was the first truly global superstar, reaching corners of the earth where people didn't even speak English but knew every word to beat it. In 2009, as he prepared for his This Is It comeback residency in London, the world was stunned by his sudden death. The outpouring of grief was unprecedented, crashing websites and stopping traffic in cities across the globe. It was the end of an era. Michael Jackson was a man of profound contradictions. A global leader who was painfully shy. A revolutionary artist who was a prisoner of his own fame. A man who wanted to heal the world but struggled to find peace within himself. He was a once-in-a-century talent who paid an impossible price for his genius. He leaves behind a body of work that is as beautiful as it is revolutionary. He taught us that music has no boundaries, that dance is a universal language, and that one person can truly change the way the world looks at art. When you see a dancer slide across a stage today, or hear a bass line that makes your heart race, do you see the king in his crown? Or do you see the little boy from Gary who just wanted the world to stop and listen? Thanks for watching.